thought you were going to do the...
I don't have it.
All right. One time I give him a minute, he doesn't have it. So, all right. Let's get right to it. We have a couple sponsors we want to hit. Dave, you want to start? You have the fresh cut.
Okay. No, I was at Wicked Cutz today. They were slam packed. Wicked Cutz definitely with the fresh cut. If you go Tuesdays and Wednesdays, mention Locked In, you get $5 off.
That makes a big difference.
That's like 30%.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. They get you back in the game. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, they get you back in the game, so make sure you go to Wicked Cutz. We get our cuts there.
2 locations.
Yeah, Port Orange and Daytona. You went to the one in Daytona?
Went to one Daytona. It was closest to the office.
How nice is it, though?
It was good. It was cool. I like the music in the background, too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I love about it. It makes me want to go to sleep.
The music.
Yes, and then...
I was getting hyped. I was listening to Eminem, Toy Soldier. I was like, okay, take a little bit off the side. Toy Soldier.
But they do... You can download Booksy.
Yes,
to
that's
book
what I
your
used.
appointment. You did.
Yep.
All right, so download Booksy and book your appointment. They have Rios.
I skipped the line.
Yeah.
Like they had like 6 people waiting. They're like, "Oh, you had an appointment on Booksies." I was like, "Yep,
It's the best.
right in line." So, Nick, we'll get your
Wicked
All
Cuts
right.
mentioned
Wicked
locked
Cuts.
in, and there you go.
I'm
There you go.
excited for that.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Next, I just had a delicious meal from Fit Meals before we got live.
Okay.
Fit Meals is the best meal plan around. It's for everybody. It could be athletes, somebody that just doesn't have enough time to cook for themselves, and you just want to pop something 45 seconds exact in the microwave. It does that for you.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I had one today at lunch.
And how you can go to myfitmeals.com, but they also have a number.
The magical phone number 844-FIT-4U.
One more time now.
844-FIT-4U. We should do this for a living.
I know, we're pretty good at it. Now, lastly, we have Pep-Boys.
Yes.
And like always, you do the best family analogy, so go right ahead, sir.
Okay. I'll do that one. I was going to even go past it. My air condition broke on the way home from work. I went straight to Pep-Boys. I saw my man Richie. He gave me a great deal. They got me in and out of the location quick. 2250 West International, right across from the Speedway, guys. We all know where Pep-Boys is on International Speedway. Go see Richie. Great guy, great deals. And yeah, there's nothing more important than a safe car. Nothing in the world.
And
Get you everywhere you need to go.
He likes sports as well. So if you want to have a good sports conversation
Big-time
while you're
Raiders
waiting
fan.
for your car.
Big time Raiders fan. John Gruden fan. Derek Carr.
Yeah, so best deals, best quality.
Pep-Boys.
There we go.
Everyone go there.
All right, so we're ready to go. We're
Paid
rolling.
the bills.
All right, we paid the bills. Nick, let's just jump right into it.
All
You
right.
had, in my opinion, one of the best high school careers around locally when you look at players, because from your freshman year to your senior year, you dominated. What was your experience like in high school?
It was fun. I mean, it was tough. Definitely freshman year, not really knowing how to dribble for sure. I was definitely a post and just working my game out further and further just really helped me expand and play better.
So you were always a big?
Basically, when I was growing up, I was always the tallest one, and they just put me where I belonged. And I was a big to them, I guess. So
Wow. Okay, sorry. That was the greatest catch in
I don't
throw
drop anything.
while live. That
I
was a
don't-
lot of pressure. We have millions of people tuning in right now.
I don't drop anything. I got the best hands in the 386.
All right, come on now. Come on now. I'll
Okay,
take Brian
okay.
Jenkins over you. Come on now. Anyway, so that was actually one of my follow-up questions is, because you developed a lot of guard skills. I remember playing against you when I was a senior. You were a junior, I believe. I'm one grade above you. I think. I graduated in 2016. So you could shoot threes and dribble, but yet your post moves were the best in town. Like your spin to the left. So I was always wondering if you were brought up as a guard, but then they had you play big, or is it vice versa? Because you were doing everything.
Yeah, it's vice versa for sure. I was always a big, and I kind of got annoyed because it was just I got bored with it. I was just like, dang, I want to dribble, I want to shoot, and they just put me on the block.
So it's something you just kind of pulled coach aside and was like, look, I need to start shooting threes.
Definitely, yes. Just had to work myself into it, though.
Damn.
I like his attitude already. I'm a three-point shooter, so I like it. Do you think with the game changing over the last 3-5 years, Steph Curry shooting threes, have you kind of noticed that? Do you want to be more of an outside type of player, or you just kind of, like you said, hey, I need to get the ball more, dribble, create, and shoot more shots, or is it something with the evolution of the game?
Definitely a type of evolution. I just wanted to be really versatile to my game. I wanted to score the ball in different ways that no one knew how to score.
You were
Okay.
underrated defensively as well. Wow. That's clutch right there. You were underrated defensively because you would guard, at the time, our big man was Jock. Shout out to Jock if he's watching. And I didn't think anybody can guard him because he was so powerful going to his left. And I got on him because you could guard him. And so is that something you pride yourself on, is defense, or is it just kind of just natural play tough? Because everyone looks at your offensive game. You put up numbers, but I don't think anyone looked at your defensive game.
I mean, I understand that for sure. Defense was always a struggle to me because, first off, I'm tall and slow. I mean, that's just the genes I got. And
you have a quick first step, though.
Offensively. Defensively, not too quick. I mean, that's what I had to really work on. Defensive slides, just really everything that you can see now, it's really just been worked on.
Welcome to the club. I'm slow.
Yeah, exactly.
So, my gosh, I got cracked on every day playing defense.
I'm the best zone defensive player. I'm good in the zone.
Yeah, it's something I was never good at, to be honest. I think that really held me back, was defensively. Because you have glee and quick guards. I'm like, God, I full court press. I'm like, come on now, let me play back a little bit.
Yeah. To take your game to the next level, you have to develop that defensive. So I think that's very important. I think it's smart too. There's tons of shooters out there. There's tons of scorers out there. But if you want to play college basketball or beyond, you got to be able to play two ways. Have to.
Definitely. You got to be stronger too, for sure.
You think that's something that you're working on big time?
Definitely. I've been in the weight room a lot lately. I know it doesn't really show right now, but I promise
it
you.
Will.
It will. When you go to Riddle, they have put you on a freshman 15, so try to gain you 15 pounds right away.
That's what they put you on immediately?
Yeah, exactly right when you get to school.
If you want to gain 15 pounds, get the Fit Meal plan.
Yeah,
they got protein. Max has gained like 5 pounds in 2 weeks of muscle.
Yeah, I've been hitting the weights.
Okay.
So there you go. We'll give you the number. We'll give you the discount number.
But you already said the number. But that's really smart. So can you give me the secret behind your post moves, though? I really do want it, because you had the spin to your left hand and then the pump fake and the mid-range. Like I told Jock, I'm like, if you hit the mid-range in high school, you're going to score 20 off the mid-range because they know he's going left or to the spin. So is that something a coach specifically said, hey, this is a good pointer, or is it just something you're naturally good at? Because you have post moves. Not just you could score, you have post moves. You don't see that a lot in high school basketball.
You don't.
Just something you work on, really. I mean, it's really just started in 5th grade. I had this coach that was just big into post moves. Just like every day we'd work on at least 30 minutes to an hour, just post moves.
I knew it was
any
something.
Post
I knew
move,
it.
Wow.
All post moves. Drop step, hook. I mean, it was crazy. I've never worked that hard on post moves in 5th grade.
It paid off.
It did.
No one could guard you in the post.
It did.
That coach gets he needs a shout out.
I know. I mean, come on now. I'm telling
Riddle,
you.
scholarship.
You had you
it.
spin move on 6'6" kids, and it's like you don't see that, especially in high school. Like I said,
Especially in today's game.
No, you don't. No one posts in today's game anymore.
Yeah.
Seriously though.
It's pick and roll, shoot threes, pick and pop, or drive on a fast break.
It's putbacks.
Yeah, you don't see
that's what it is,
posts.
especially in high school basketball. And then actually, JT was there too for your game against Atlantic, and we were watching it, and you were hitting threes consistently. So I'm like, okay, his shot definitely got a lot better. But then you beat Atlantic. That has to be a big win.
It was nice. It was definitely nice. They definitely have beaten us a lot over my 4 years, so it's always nice beating Atlantic. I tell you what, they're rivals for sure. So
I know. I was like, that's big, because no offense to you, we always wanted to beat you in New Smyrna because you were competitors, you were our rivals. So for you to get that win your senior year,
it was nice.
That was, and then we interviewed you after the game. You hit 2 big free throws, right?
Yeah. Tell you what, I was nervous.
That's insane. That really is insane. So now you're committed to Embry Riddle. What made it the perfect fit for Embry Riddle?
The head coach was really nice, accommodating. He feels like another like a father figure. Really, he seemed like a dad. Really, he's really nice, cool. Yeah. The players, when I met them, they were all really nice. Like open arms, welcoming to me. So that was really nice.
That's awesome. I remember I went to a couple Embry Riddle camps when I was young. It was so amazing. I remember. He's like, you got to look good to play good. And that's why his shirt was tucked in. And I'm like, come on now. It was awesome.
At the Riddle camp, Atlantic won 3-point contest. That was me. I still got a little trophy. It's in the closet.
I won the 3-point contest as well. I'm not going to lie. I was actually
like
a little upset.
2011, 2010 in that range. It was the summer.
Really?
Oh, yeah. No one could shoot with me.
And you still think that?
I still think I don't think it. I know it.
I feel the same. I was burned a little bit because I felt I deserved the player of the camp. Like they had the players be the captains, and DeForest was my captain.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm definitely getting this. and then I'm like, come on now, what do I need to do? Let me play this person one-on-one. But it was fun.
With Riddle, was it important to go to college around here in town? Or was it just, hey, if the opportunity in North Carolina school or
Yeah,
Texas school?
it was definitely the opportunity. I did get offered by Air Force, but it just really wasn't my style.
Okay.
Military stuff is just it's a lot. It's a lot on you. It's
Sure.
Kind of you just want to go to school and play. And you had like three. In Air Force, it was 3 things, and I don't think I was ready for it. So, if I got offered somewhere else, I think it just the opportunity really.
That's awesome.
He's a great coach. He really is.
he's
I
good.
remember just going the way he develops his players. Dalton Barnes played for him. I'm
Yeah.
sure you know that.
Yeah, I know.
And I remember one summer after he played for Embry Riddle and he came back, and it was like a year went by, and just the difference in his game and how much he elevated defensively. His shot was consistent. I'm like, that's really impressive. To have a coach develop a player within a year that significantly,
Yeah, it's a big deal.
that is a huge deal. So that's obviously something you looked at when you committed to Embry Riddle, is how far
Definitely.
he could take you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
And how do you think your game will translate to the college game? Because you obviously just said you're focusing on the weights.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be probably like a 2 in college, 3?
2, 3, yeah.
2, 3. So is that something that you think you will develop or adapt to quickly? Or do you think that will be kind of a change for you and it'll take some time?
Definitely change. It will take some time. I've been playing with the guys lately, pickup and stuff, and the intensity and the speed of it's just so much different than high school. It's so much quicker.
Isn't that
and
crazy?
It's just crazy. It is. It's so much quicker and faster, and it's just they're stronger too. It's just so much changes.
I couldn't imagine, to be honest. Because when you
It's
see...
a whole nother level.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
is.
honestly,
It
I
is.
want to see how I would do in that level. But another part of me is if I did bad, I don't want to see how I would do. But I definitely will have to come to some games this year for sure and
Yeah.
check that out.
I'm excited. I mean,
Are you already beginning like practices and stuff? or-
Well, I don't think I can do that yet. I think it's an
Oh.
NCAA rule. So
Oh,
you can
sorry.
you can play and pick up and stuff, but I don't think you can have like joint practices with a coach.
That's how it is in high school too. I think like there's like a certain point where you can't do this. Or I remember talking about that with Howard. But do you have anything else as far as Embry Riddle?
No. I think we hit it. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about NSB. Is when we first played NSB the first year, I don't think you were there. You may have been, but the reputation for NSB definitely progressed like as time went on as a basketball powerhouse. Like you had to take you guys seriously night in, night out because you guys played hard every single game.
Exactly.
Do you think you had a huge impact on NSB culture?
I
as
would
a
say a little bit.
Little bit. Come on now. You
20.
gotta hold on to that.
I would say the guys that were before me, Dez. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I
Dez,
do remember Des. He was lefty, right?
I think so.
Yeah, quick guard.
I think they really started the culture of it, and then I just was the next guy up to
Mhm.
help the culture continue.
I don't think you got the credit you deserve, to be honest, because I think my senior year you also weren't in the Fab Five.
Preseason, no, I was not.
Why? Who did they? I'm not trying to throw any people out but you needed to be in it. And even as your rival, I'm like, why is this man not in it? He drops 15 easy every game with 8 boards at least.
I got you.
That had to be a chip on your shoulder.
A little bit, definitely junior year. I mean, that was probably one of my best years actually I played. So it was definitely a chip on my shoulder.
That's
for
good.
Sure. Yeah.
Chip on the shoulder is a good thing to have.
Yeah,
Tom
definitely.
Brady still has one because he was drafted in the 6th round.
Exactly.
Patriots passed on him 5 times.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I do have an NBA question for you, though.
I was going to say that, Nick, are you into NBA and college?
I'll be honest, more college than the NBA.
Okay.
Really?
What's your favorite college basketball team before Riddle?
I really didn't have. I mean, my family went to Florida, so I always watched the Gators, but I really didn't have one.
This man's the
A
die-hard
great man
Gators
right
fan
there.
right here.
Oh, okay.
Go Gators, absolutely.
But I really just loved watching it. I used to watch low mid one school, Division 1 schools because I was like, I want to go. That's where I want to be because I know I set goals for myself, but I knew I wasn't going to be at the Kentucky or the Duke or mid major. I was setting my goals for low major.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't really have a favorite team. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I just watched.
But you
to
like the
watch.
tournament?
Yeah, I love the tournament.
Love the tournament. You've been watching it. What's
yeah.
the team that's been jumping at you? I know the championship game is on tonight. Villanova versus Michigan.
Yes. Definitely the Loyola Chicago. Definitely. That was crazy.
cool.
That was cool.
It was a standout,
I
for
was
sure.
I was hoping they get to the championship. I'm not gonna lie.
Rooting for the underdog?
I was. But tonight I'm saying Nova wins by at least 20. They're just
At least
Yeah.
20?
I said 13.
I'm saying-
Villanova
Listen,
rolling.
look, I think Nova
Gators. Villanova.
is your guy right
That's
here.
my guy right here.
Look,
Let's
I
go
think-
out to eat after this.
I think Nova wins because they're a better overall basketball team, and we kind of said it out there.
They're awesome. Offensively, they are just amazing. Pass, rotate,
definitely.
Their
Yeah,
coach? Okay.
I think they passed the ball exceptionally well, and they can obviously shoot the three after what they did to Kansas.
Yeah.
But a good point I heard was, and I thought about it for a few minutes. I'm like, this is a valid point. Michigan plays great defense, and they rely on great coaching. And in a championship game, that's exactly what you need. And I'm not saying they're going to beat Villanova, but I don't think it's a blowout as everyone sees, because sometimes your shot doesn't fall, but your defense will always be there.
That's true.
So
I'll give you that.
I think Nova wins by, I have a bet over at least 5 points. Like they win by 8 to 12 points, I see, but I don't think it's a blowout.
I think they roll them.
Really?
I think they're rolling.
79, 63, 76, 60, in that range. They
Michigan had an easy path.
They did.
Michigan's
Come on
the
now.
man. I had this locked in from the beginning. It's
JT
gonna
did
be
pick Michigan from the get-go. We got to give credit where credit is due.
Is
JT,
this,
the
a
producer?
large iced coffee bet, Dave?
But whoa. Wait.
You can win a free coffee. Just go ahead. Don't even talk about me.
A free iced coffee bet?
I owe my
Sure.
iced coffee.
I got
I don't drink
Villanova,
iced
you got
coffee,
Michigan. A beer.
That's fine. Whatever.
Okay. We're live.
It's
We're
locked
recording
in.
this?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
we're live.
Hope so.
Okay. Nick, can we take a second just real quick? I got to talk to my
You're good. You're
cousin, my
Lord.
partner in crime, talking to the world, right? Before the season, we had a bet.
Ah, damn. I know exactly what you're talking about.
This man right here, tall, strong, talented, good-looking man, thought the Los Angeles Lakers was going to make the NBA playoffs.
I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a
Okay.
Lakers fan.
That's valid,
okay?
valid,
I like
valid.
Lonzo
Okay.
Ball.
And I was like, no, I like where they're going. They're on the rise. They got a lot of good young players. I know they're good. They're 2 years away. And they're going to make it this year. I was like, Max.
He offered me a bet I couldn't take, even if I didn't fully
Chick-fil-A.
believe it.
I was like, if the Lakers make it, I'll give you 10 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. If they don't make it, I only want 3. 3 to 10. That's a good
Like,
bet,
you got to
right?
take that.
You gotta take it.
They officially got eliminated from the playoffs. The bet is over. I want my 3 damn Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Okay, I'll own up. I was wrong, but I will not give you everything. Lonzo Ball. It was
I'm done. See you later,
it was.
folks.
It was.
He said he was wrong. I'm out of here.
It was a successful season, though, was it not? Lonzo Ball was proven not to be a bust.
That's true.
I think Lonzo Ball is the future. I'm making a damn point here. I'm playing. Lonzo Ball is proven to be
He's a good
the
player.
future point guard.
He's a good player.
He's going to be an all-star.
Okay, let's just.
Whoa,
Year by-
both
year by
of-
year,
Did
year
you
by
guys
year.
talk before you came in the studio?
I got a cell phone number. We're like organizing this. No, Lonzo's a good player, but all-star, relax. Pump the brakes a little bit.
Not
He's gotta
immediately.
develop.
Not immediately, but the impact and the way he elevates others around him. Like, he's just extremely
He's a good
smart.
player.
Like, his basketball IQ is through the roof.
Oh, definitely. I think the media has definitely
Overhyped him.
overhyped him for sure.
Yeah.
I think his dad has done that too. I think he actually has been a really good player coming out of college. I mean,
No, he has.
he definitely has.
The first pick of the draft was Fultz from Washington.
And-
So far, a complete bust.
He
He's
did
played
have
like
that
15,
post
18 games.
Oh, my God.
One
that
dunk.
was nasty.
Come on.
That was nasty.
De'Aaron Fox has been really bad so far this year.
Yeah.
Josh Jackson in and out. Like, Lonzo's been solid. He's been good.
What do you think about LeVar? Are you a fan of him, or do you, like, hate him? Hate's a strong word. Do you dislike him?
I dislike him. I think he needs to let his kids do what they need to do. I don't think he needs to be in the way of it.
I think
Totally
Dave,
agree.
I think you guys are the same person. Just
Totally
haven't met
agree.
each other yet.
I got to grow a beard out. I got to grow this out.
I know that's one thing I am jealous of. There's nothing I could do to make this work, but
Yeah.
eventually I will.
Can the Van Auken boys grow beards?
I don't know, but I'm gonna steal the hair from 386 Hoop Scene's face.
he
He
cut it off.
cut it off
I
on
know,
live 386 Hoop Scenes.
He looks so different.
I'm gonna scoop it from his house and just paste it on my face.
Wait. That's the same person?
I know. Shout out to 386 Hoop Scenes. They're supporting everybody out there. So I had to have them come.
I got a question for you, Nick.
All right.
What college or pro, past player, pro player now, what player do you kind of like model your game at? You'd be like, hey, I play maybe a little bit like Chris Bosh, smooth
Okay.
left-hander,
That's a
maybe
good
like
question.
a wing, a point guard. What kind of player do you think you play like?
Larry Bird.
Dude, I love that.
Hey,
I love
hey,
that.
I mean,
Grit? I
Come
love
on
that.
now.
Rebound?
I haven't seen the skyhook though. Come on.
no, I don't. Hey, that's scary to do. I don't know.
That's what even the most refined post
Very
player does not do the skyhook. I don't know why it hasn't been like what's the word? Copycatted.
It's
mobbed?
dangerous. I mean,
Why can't anyone master it? I don't.
I do it in
understand.
practice,
question.
and I just hit the backboard of it. I don't even hit the rim.
You tried attempting it though.
In practice, yes, not in games.
Like a serious attempt.
Serious attempt. It's hard.
I do it all. I try to do all the time in
He
horse. I can't
mastered
get
it. Kareem mastered it. But,
I know.
he's one player.
Do we ever see that again?
No.
Wow.
I say long time. I say
Long
when
time.
it's gonna like do a reverse again. Big men are gonna start taking the league over soon. Not soon, but
Eventually.
Eventually.
I agree.
Who do you think the best big man today is? I'll get back to Larry Bird point, by the way, but
We bounce. We're bouncing.
Let's see.
you got
Carl Anthony Towns is a great big man.
Porzingis when he
Anthony
was
Davis.
healthy.
Kristaps
DeMarcus Cousins,
Porzingis.
Joel Embiid.
Ooh, a lot of good
You
bigs.
have some good bigs now.
I like Anthony Davis.
Really?
And Cousins too. He's good too. Ooh, I like Davis though. He's
Okay.
just
That's a good pick. Cousins is a little bit of a head case for me.
yes,
He's a little bit of a head case.
it's true.
Okay, so let me make this case.
Sure.
Anthony Davis plays power forward, the best power forward in the league, arguably. Like, you could debate, but he's definitely, like, probably the first choice for most people.
Yeah, who's the
Oh.
second? I don't even think it's debatable. I think power forward, he's the best.
And then is Towns a center or power
Well,
forward?
some people, that's what I'm saying. Some people list, what's his name, as a center, Anthony Davis. Sometimes. Like, right now when DeMarcus Cousins was out, he's played center.
Mhm.
So, okay, as a power forward, he's number one. And then you have, like, for the bigs, Joel Embiid, DeMarcus Cousins. Porzingis is
Cat.
technically a 4 when he's healthy. And I love Porzingis.
Me too.
Yeah,
Into
he's
that.
cool.
So tell me why you have the number one power forward and arguably the number one power forward in DeMarcus Cousins, and like it's a goal of them to achieve the playoffs. You have the number one position in 2 positions of basketball, the ranked number one arguably. How come they don't succeed more?
I think they were actually succeeding this year till he fell. I mean,
Do
seriously.
you think they would have went far though? Like, realistically,
They would have got to the playoffs. I think. That's
I agree.
They still are. They're the highest seed the Pelicans have ever been.
yeah.
I think they have a weak coach and they have a weak 2-3. Their point guard has actually been decent. Drew Holiday this
Yeah,
year.
but they don't have a great perimeter game.
Yeah, they don't have a great perimeter game, and they don't have good 3-point shooting.
no. They do
And
not.
today's
That's
game
true.
is such a 3-point shooting league. So for what they had, and Cousins been hurt for now, it's been 30 games.
Yeah.
They're still a legitimate playoff team in the West. I think they've kind of had a successful season.
And I'm gonna make it right now. Joel Embiid is the best big man in the game. So that was my whole spiel.
early. It's early. It's early.
He's the best when healthy. When healthy, that's the key thing.
That's exactly
He
it.
is the best big man in the game, hands down. What he does on both ends. Talk about post moves. He has probably the most refined post today.
Really great post player. No, it's a
Can shoot free
he's
throws.
a really good big man, and I won't even argue that he might not be the best, but to say hands down, I think
Hands
Cat, AD are all like this. Like in Madden, they're
I
like
do
a
like
97,
Cat. Cat just
96,
had-
95. So
Cat
I don't
just had
think
56.
hands down. Yeah, no, Cat's my guy.
Or Porzingis is your guy. You're a Knicks fan. Which one is it?
I'm
Come
a
on
diehard
now.
Knicks
Come
fan.
on,
You know
now.
that. Kristoff. I want the
But-
3-pointer for sure.
That's awesome. I have a couple last points with
Yeah.
you. And my point would be, do you see high school basketball changing? Like you saw that it evolved over the years. Do you see it changing even more? Like, do you think there's a direction it may be going in, or
like getting worse wise or
yeah?
like
Because when
okay,
we talk
yeah, I
to
can-
coaches, and we've had Joe on, we've had Howard on,
Mhm.
we've had a lot of coaches on, and like a lot of players also say it's kind of like the talent sometimes is questionable, and a lot of people say Orlando has the most talent. Why do you think, if you think so, is the talent kind of going down? Is it getting worse?
Okay. I'm gonna say it's just lack of.
Take your time. It's okay.
I'm trying to use the word. So I think it's just lack of wanting to work hard. Really, I think
Effort.
yeah, effort. Definitely
Work
effort
ethic.
wise. Work ethic is lacking in the society. I think people think everything's given to them.
Mm-hmm.
I coach Deland Middle School. I do volunteer hours there, so I
Do
help
you really?
out. Yeah, I do. I've been doing it for 4 years actually. I yell at them and everything. It's actually a good feeling. So
It's like therapy.
yeah, exactly. And I've noticed for 4 years, it's like it's getting worse. Like the talent has just been getting worse and worse for just them kids. Those kids, it's just every year it's worse and worse, and it's terrible. It's like the sport's gonna be really down soon. Like I don't know where these kids
Holy
are coming
crap.
from. It feels like
Why is that though?
it's just they see it on TV and they think, oh, I can do that too. I don't need to work. They watch YouTube videos all the time of
They
highlights.
see Steph Curry pulling up a
Exactly. You see highlight videos and you think, oh, I can do that. I don't need to work. And you just watch those all the time.
That sucks, man. So do
It's
you think
tough.
there's a direction, there's a way to steer it? Like what I applaud Tom from 36 Hoop Scenes is that he's trying to support
Exactly.
everybody and give them the exposure so they know to work hard. They have a goal to strive for. Do you think, is there another step in the right direction to do that? Like how do you change that from happening? Where you see kids not working hard, you see like kind of a bad movement happening? How do you stop that?
You set them straight. I think it's just you just gotta set them straight because kids think everything's given to them. I mean, seriously though. I mean, if it wasn't for my mom and dad pushing me, I think I'd probably be in the same situation.
Really?
Yeah. What Tom's doing is a really good thing though. I mean, trust me, that really lightens up all the kids around this area for sure. I mean, seriously.
Tom, I know you're in the studio. I don't know if you did it my senior year, but that's the only bone I have to pick with you. Is that the 386 hoop scenes wasn't around during my basketball time. It was the best invention around. Wow. Has a mic now.
Live mic.
Okay, so that's the only thing I would say is that's the only bone I have to pick with you.
It was in its infant stages at the time.
Just an idea.
Yeah, just an idea.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
There we go. That's
You're
why
way too old for 386 hoop scene.
Dang.
No, I'll take it though. But dude, pleasure having you on. Before we're later in the show, we will be talking about the most influential NBA players, correct?
Yeah, we'll jump into that later. Real quick, you hunt?
Do I hunt?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking here? Like deer and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I fish. I do not hunt.
Fish.
I fish.
Okay. Why'd you ask if
Yeah, I thought this was a sports broadcast.
Hey, sports.
I can't.
That's
I
like
can't.
saying
What kind of
bowling.
boat you got?
I don't hunt. I think hunting. No offense. I know you're a pretty big hunter here.
Don't make me go out to my truck.
Do you think hunting's a sport?
Yes. Have you ever stalked an animal?
I buy
It
my
is
food
hard.
from Publix.
Exactly.
I get my food.
Do you know
from
how
Goodwill.
hard it is? I have
Yes.
good friends of mine over at Team Southern Draw. I'll throw them out there. They go every year on a 7-day archery hunt out in Colorado and Idaho. Idaho. Every year. Nothing but walking. You pack everything in, pack everything out.
No disrespect to hunting. I find it as an activity.
And he probably works out 10 times harder than you just to get ready for it.
Watch your mouth.
Wow.
I'll put you onto his Instagram, and you'll be like, oh, well,
Look what
okay.
you did, Dave. I'm arguing with the producers now.
Whiz. It was just a question.
45 minutes with 80-pound packs continuously.
Okay,
And
that's
that's not
hard to
to mention-
argue, but
And that's not to mention he goes gator hunting.
Oh, yeah.
You go gator hunt?
Oh, yeah. Love
I
it.
know. Come on
Dang.
now.
That's crazy.
When I found out, I'm like, eh.
It all makes sense now, guys.
Okay, I get your point, but my counter argument, real quick, would be boot camp. They strap vests to you when you run. Is that a sport? You're running with weighted vests. You're
No,
doing
I think that's an
activities.
exercise.
It's an
That's why
exercise.
I-
You're
Yeah.
exercising
Perform it
to
as
be
an
in shape
activity.
for this sport.
Okay, all right.
You got to
Agree
control your
disagree here.
breathing. You know, it's just like shooting a free throw.
Oh,
When you pull that bow out, you have to control your breathing. You have to maintain your posture.
Is poker a sport?
No.
Okay.
It depends on how you handle your
I find it
liquor.
as a game. I'm card game.
That's a game, right?
I don't see it as card sport. It's card
Okay.
game.
Do you guys think? All right. You consider? All right. We're doing this.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Bowling. Do we consider bowling a sport?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, because
Okay.
to see somebody, I've bowled and saw someone just get strike after strike after strike, and I'm in the gutter every time. I'm like, that's skill.
All right.
I'm
I'm
not saying
pretty
hunting doesn't
decent at
require
bowling.
skill, but I definitely think it's a sport.
Yeah, it's something you can practice and get better at, and there's definitely a little bit of athletic.
Okay.
Shout out to Atlantic for winning the state championship in bowling, I believe.
They did. Are you serious?
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain.
Can't be wrong. You're live right
I'm
now,
pretty
Max. Get
certain-
your facts in
I know
order.
the bowling team is like legit. I
Okay.
do know that much. There's
Okay.
they're a legitimate team.
If New Smyrna had a bowling team, I'd probably join it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have one anymore. They used to when I was in
No,
high
they
school.
don't have one.
That was 2001, though. I mean, back in the way back.
Did you play any sports? Any other sports besides basketball?
I played football for like a little bit, but I didn't really.
It wasn't your thing.
Not my thing.
What position?
I played tight end and quarterback. And
Quarterback. That's my spot.
I remember I was playing spring and nobody could block, so I said, "All right, I'm just gonna play basketball. Screw it, seriously."
Damn.
Yeah.
You think you could have succeeded in it though, if you put your mind to it?
I think so. Definitely tight end or wide receiver. I think I would have had fun at.
Damn.
Nice.
Heard in the
I know.
in the jersey.
I better watch out. Some guys probably football might be watching me. They might take me up on that offer.
All right. I have one last question for you.
All right.
Yeah.
You've been awesome. So we're going to be getting into this later, Dave and I. Who is the most influential basketball player?
Most influential basketball.
Ever.
Ever.
All time. It's like Jesus, and then like the guy from Kansas
So we're
made
going to
the
have a list
basketball
of top
net.
10. I'll
Yeah.
just ask you maybe your one, or if you
Okay.
can't decide one or two. And just to throw some names out there, obviously, is the all-time greats. You have the LeBrons, the Jordans, and like we were talking about how Curry to now today, everyone's shooting threes.
Yeah,
so
I
who's
got you.
the most influential
All
basketball
right.
player?
Larry Bird. Why? Because first off, the Great White Hope they called him. So I mean,
I like that.
French
You know your
lick.
knowledge.
I mean that kind of like sparked up white people playing basketball.
No,
I
that's
mean,
true.
seriously though. I
yeah,
mean,
it's true.
Without him, I feel like I probably wouldn't be playing the sport. I probably would be really bad at it.
Dude, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's actually some of my answer right there when we debate later.
That's pretty
that?
good. No, he's on my list too.
All
He's
right.
definitely on the list.
We'll see if it's the same number, though.
We'll see. And where's seriously? Where's my Chick-fil-A sandwiches?
No. I got you. I got
Okay.
you. My, never mind. Yeah, I got you. So, I lied. I have two more questions now.
That's fine.
So, Larry Bird, is something where you watch like the old on NBA TV, like how they have like the playback of the old games? You're like, wow, that guy can play. I want to play like him. Or is it kind of just seeing highlights and just you played naturally like him? Like, was that a goal of yours to play similar to him?
Honestly, no. I watched the Hardwood Classics and I watched highlights and I was like, wow. I mean, not knowing I was playing like him, I kind of did play like him,
Yeah.
which was like that's how it kind of worked for me. So
He used his weaknesses as strengths. Like he was unathletic, but that's why he was incredibly smart.
definitely,
Oh, yeah.
his IQ was great. He was a smart player.
IQ and also just like the grit, the hard work. He took a charge. He would be the first guy to dive on the floor. So like when he was the best guy on his team, one of the best
Good
guys
trash
in the
talker.
league.
Good trash talk. He'd tell
That
you what
too.
you're doing. He'd tell you
Yeah.
what move he was doing, and he still did it, and he
Yeah.
still worked. That's
It was
crazy.
awesome.
That's crazy.
You're like a basketball guru.
A little bit.
I like the knowledge here.
A little bit. Hey, did
I
my
like
home.
it.
I knew I was coming on here. I had to do a little homework.
Well, you're always welcome. So anytime you want to come on, you can
Of course.
even be like, I want to talk about this. We'll do our research next time, and then we could debate
Oh,
it.
yeah, of course.
All right.
Cool.
Get locked in.
Yeah. Oh, just before locked in, Nick, tell the people all your social media platforms, people that can reach out to you or.
Okay. Instagram Nick_Hurd_. Follow me.
Okay.
And Twitter is Nick_Hurd_55. So.
Okay.
You're going to be a role model in the local community.
I'm hoping so. I mean,
Seriously,
I hope
that's cool.
kids look up to me. I love helping the community in any way I can help anybody. Really.
Yeah, because not only were you a star in high school, like playing basketball, and like you just said, I didn't even know that. You coached the middle school,
Yeah.
and then you played, and now you're about to play for a great
college
yeah.
in town.
Yeah.
Definitely home games. We'll definitely throw out the schedule. So when
Cool.
you have
Thank
games,
you.
we'll try to
For
get
sure.
the
Thank
community to get out there for sure. So that'd be cool.
That's our goal and I think that's another 386 Hoop Scene's goal too, is every game should be packed, like high school, college,
Definitely.
locally,
I-
and I don't know why it hasn't, and a lot of coaches don't know why either. So our goal, like of ours, is to just support everybody locally, athletes and coaches. We want to see Mainland Atlantic, Mainland Creek, NSB packed,
of course.
Lopez
Yeah,
packed, and I don't know why it's not. I don't know.
YouTube.
Yeah,
People watching too much
Netflix.
YouTube.
Exactly.
Netflix 2K.
Netflix and chill.
All right, let's get locked in.
This is a PG podcast.
Not like all right.
Let's get locked
Sean,
in. bro.
JT, you guys have a locked in?
Susan Hurd, who is that?
That's my mother.
She's checking in from Hawaii.
Yes, she is. She
Nice.
is on a
She's
trip
watching.
to Hawaii. Yes,
Wow.
for work related actually. So
I got
awesome.
one question for you. What are you going to major in when you go to college?
business administration.
Okay.
And I will tell you why, because I would like to do sports marketing coming out of college. Big goal of mine, definitely.
I'm impressed. I really am. I'm like no lie here, because you could play on the court, but you seem like you have your head on right. Because a lot of players have talent, but you don't really know how they are in the classroom or how they carry themselves. So
Definitely, I understand you.
it's impressive.
I'm going back to some of the things we talked about in the beginning. You talked about how they made you a big going into it, and you like to play, you like to shoot. What's your height?
6'4".
6'4". So one of the things I always been asking a lot of the high school coaches and stuff like that is they always put the tall guy as the big, but when you get into college, your 6'4" is not your big.
Exactly.
6'4" is barely tall enough to be a 2 or a 1. So do you think that affects how you play your game?
Definitely.
Or are you going into Riddle? What position are you going in at?
2 and 3.
Okay.
So really, this junior and senior, I've been just prepping myself, working on ball handling, because I knew if I don't hit a growth spurt soon, I'm staying like this for the majority of my life. So either I need to get better at ball handling or gain 50 to 100 pounds and be a big man.
Yeah, because that's always something I always notice watching high school ball is that they always have the tall kids are 6'4", 6'6", unless you have some crazy tall
exactly.
kids in your school. You're the tall guy, you're the big, but you're not in college and the pros. You're not going to be that big. And I don't know if I see the coaches as much playing the 6'4", 6 guy at 2 or 3.
I understand. I think high school coaches need to like try to prep kids up for college if they want to take their game to the next level. I think that's what they need to do.
Yeah, especially if
I
you see a
totally
guy like
agree
you
with
that
that
wants
point.
to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him play 2, 3. Put him in the big man. Put him at 4 or 5 if they need him. Win some games.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Get some reps at 1, 2, 3. That's
Yeah, I mean, I was moved. I was put everywhere. I'll be honest with you. Coach G put me into 1 or the 2 or the 4 or the 5. I mean, just whatever we needed to win. That was my mentality because I knew what I had. I knew what I could do, but I just wanted to win.
And having that versatility. I mean, like you guys talk about. I mean, both Max and Dave are big LeBron fans, and he plays 1 through 5.
Listen, do not like the guy.
Come on,
Don't
you're doing
like
so
him.
great.
Don't like
until
him.
this point.
But I think
go
Come
Cheese.
on.
I think he is a great player, though. I think he. Hopefully, no one said. I think he's the greatest of all time. I mean, seriously. Seriously though.
Let's go.
He is. I don't think Jordan can guard him 1-on-1. He would kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
Which
would.
rules?
Wow.
It's
Too
been
big?
it's been a debate because
It is a debate.
I'm more of a I grew up in the Jordan era,
Of course.
and the game is
the goat.
played. The game is played differently too.
Definitely.
So they could do a lot more pushing and shoving. Jordan can push off.
hand
Like
check.
if you played right now, if it was called right now, that shot on Elo would have been a foul.
I understand.
And so like Jordan got away with a lot of that stuff. I don't know.
About to say, imagine if LeBron can stiff arm.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, come on
It'd be
now.
scary.
Come on. now.
So given that and the kind of way he plays, yeah, it's tough to say that, but you never know. It's like,
Yeah.
is Babe Ruth better than Hank Aaron?
Yeah, I understand you.
No.
No.
I think
No.
Babe Ruth is the most overrated athlete in the history
Exactly.
of
I can
sports.
agree with you.
I
on that.
agree.
Really?
I agree.
He's like, he was fat and overweight.
Oh, he drank and
Drank
he played.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he
The
really
morning,
did.
he had a
Exactly. He was
mimosa,
probably
a
drunk
Snickers
during the
bar,
game.
and
Oh,
then he
for
played
sure.
Oh yeah.
The game.
I'm not
I'm a
disagreeing with you,
diehard
but
Yankee fan,
like
you
of
know
all
that.
time in
Chance
history, it's
Stanton.
just such a bold statement. Let's look at.
Influential or biggest
the most
name? Yeah.
overrated,
Overall player? No, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, because people think he might be like the best baseball player ever. He's got all these records, and I just think like he would not make the major leagues today.
He was a product of his
That's
era.
insane.
He was a product of his era.
Like Dr. J, he
Would-
might not be, a Hall of Famer all-time great, but he would make the NBA. He would be a player. He would be like Rudy Gay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a fair
So I just
comparison,
think,
but with just
Babe
more
Ruth
ups.
would not make the sport. Like,
I
That's
say
the
similar
thing.
things with NASCAR. Again, I'm the NASCAR nerd in the group. Richard Petty has 200 wins. If he raced against the competition that he races now, he wouldn't have 200 wins.
okay.
He wouldn't. I mean, they race 60 races a year. A lot of times, it wasn't the same drivers every week, and so he racked up all these wins playing. He would have 5
Lower
laps on
competition?
second place.
I gotcha.
So he played in that racing against those guys is a little different. The competition is a lot harder now in pretty much all sports.
Oh, yeah.
The microscope is
That's
on
what makes
them.
LeBron impressive.
Yeah, it's a part of the argument for
I
sure.
almost forgot my question, and good thing I wrote
Sorry.
it down. No, it's all good. It was great points.
Seriously.
I've lied so many times to you. I'm sorry. This is my last question. I promise. Is
At least you're honest about
I know.
lying.
I'm sorry.
Good job.
I'm
Good
sorry.
job out there.
I'm
If you're
sorry.
going to lie, be honest about it, folks. Okay, keep going.
why doesn't somebody master the jump shot? Like and it sounds like a dumb question. I'm serious, but when if you're going to there's always a place for a shooter in the NBA. Like always
Okay.
on a team, you
Like
need
Kyle
to have
Korver?
Yeah, Kyle Korver,
Okay.
JJ Redick. You need someone to stretch the floor. If you can hit, and it's an extremely hard goal, of course, but if you focused on that so much, where you are a knockdown shooter, hit 95 threes out of 100 threes, 90 threes out of 100 threes, you could be elevated to another higher school. And then if you get athletic and you're stronger, before you know it, you're a 3-and-D guy.
Gotcha.
Look at Kyle Korver. He can't. I bet you could
I've
probably
never
dribble
seen
the
it.
ball as well as Kyle Korver can.
I mean, you don't see him dribble.
I've never seen him actually attack the rim, but he could shoot his butt off.
He can shoot.
So why doesn't somebody stand out as, wow, that is the best shooter I've ever seen? And then before you know it, you improve on other aspects, but you always will be able to hit that 3 and stretch the floor. LeBron needs shooters.
I got an answer for you.
Go ahead.
After
Do you have an explanation for that?
I think it's just takes time. I mean, seriously, people
Yeah.
just don't have the patience. Really, I mean, seriously, it's I really didn't have the patience to shooting threes. I mean, sophomore year I only shot I think 4, 5. I mean, freshman
Holy
year I didn't
crap.
shoot
the
any.
entire year.
Yeah, I did. So my freshman year I didn't shoot a single 3. Sophomore year I shot 4 or 5. I mean, I would work at practice and I was like, dang, I really suck at these, and I got frustrated. It just takes time. I mean,
In your junior and senior year, you obviously shot a lot more.
yeah, definitely a lot more. It's just takes for them, and people sometimes are just not patient for it. I mean, that's honestly, I would be honest, I wasn't patient for my offer.
No, that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Just
Another answer
hard.
is for you is it's hard to master one thing, right? And 3-point shooting, I don't think anyone in the world can ever shoot 95 out of 100 in a game.
Curry-
like in
oh.
practice.
Curry did.
Yeah.
No, in practice.
I'm talking about
but
in
it's
practice.
different.
I'm not talking about in the game.
But to get that player on the
95
court, like you said, they have to get more athletic. But now you're taking time. There's only 24 hours in a day. You sleep, you eat, kiss your wife, all that stuff. So now,
Netflix and chill.
yeah, Netflix and chill. Like I mentioned.
Keep going.
So if you're working out, that means you're not shooting. If you're getting more athletic, getting faster at defense, you're not shooting. If Kyle Korver does he works on his handles. I guarantee you in the
I
offseason he's
agree.
trying to work on
I
his
agree.
handles.
He just knows his role.
So yeah, absolutely. So JJ Redick is a great shooter. I guarantee you his first year in Orlando, second year in Orlando, he didn't shoot that much that summer and try to get more quicker because he couldn't get on the court. He can't defend anybody.
He always sits in the corner too.
That's my point.
On offense.
Yeah.
So on defense, he needed to get quicker. So you shoot less and try to work on your game defensive wise.
All right. I mean, I just feel like a basketball mind that's like dedicated 100% to getting better in basketball. You can find 8 hours in a day. 8 hours in a day. You wake up 6, 7 o'clock, go to school. You have a prime 6 to 8 hours during the day. And 4 hours every day, focus on shooting. I just think that could, and yeah, it seems like a lot, but when you're trying to make it and that's your goal,
Yeah, of
I
course.
just feel like you should be able to do that. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying. I
Why
was just
didn't
curious
you
why.
do it, Max?
It's a great question. I wish I did.
it's just I think it's
I could always shoot.
you want to be a jump shooter, but you got to work on other things too. And
Yeah.
it's hard to get all that stuff you
Yeah.
want to work in one day. I mean, that's seriously 4 hours. You can shoot and you can ball handle and you can do all this and that.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's
You
tough.
two are
It's
just on
tough.
the same page tonight.
JT, Sean, you guys have any locked ins before Max, Nick, and I get into it, or
Boom.
because I got mine?
All right, go
It's
ahead.
Statued, stone, granite, locked in.
I have a feeling we're the same locked in. Usually we talk about our locked ins before.
Okay.
I just
We
have a
didn't.
weird feeling.
You want me to go first?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Because I could change it if.
All right, my locked in is easy. It's on in 6 minutes. Villanova will defeat Michigan to win the national championship. 2 out of 3 years, Villanova, Jay Wright, Brunson, national championship.
Agreed.
Locked in.
Before you go, my locked in on the previous episode was the winner of Villanova and Kansas will win it all.
Okay.
So I would go with that. It's kind of already set in stone. That was my locked in. So we
Okay.
agree Villanova wins.
We agree.
Boom.
Agree.
Do you want to go next or you want me to go?
I will go.
Oh, let's go. Let's
All
go.
right, my locked in is Rockets win. Rockets win it all. Rockets
I
win
like
it all.
this, man.
I like
Rockets
this.
win it all.
I've had the Rockets or the Thunder or someone beating Golden State for 4 months now on this show.
I have neither Cleveland nor Golden State.
Which
making
I think
the
is
finals.
crazy.
So did
Really?
you.
Okay,
you
that's
said
crazy.
you said the Cavaliers
No.
or the Warriors won't make it. I
Before
had
the
tweet
trade.
saved
It's getting
in my
tougher
phone.
on the East right now for my
Before the
locked in.
trade, no, the
Yeah.
Cavs will make it to the finals. Golden State will not make it to the finals this year. I'm telling you.
Hey,
it's
you open up a
happening.
can of beans. I had to speak now. Come on now.
Telling
I
you.
respect the locked in. They have like a historic offense, right? It's like
The
the number one
Rockets?
offense of
Oh,
all
it's,
time.
it's amazing. It's so
It's
fun to
incredible.
watch. And I don't like
I
watching the
have-
NBA.
I have 2 issues with though.
Okay.
One is D'Antoni, great regular season coach, but
Valid
his
issue.
knock on him is playoff coaching, as he
Valid.
doesn't make adjustments.
Okay.
Okay.
And 2,
Mhm.
well, there's 3 points. I'm sorry, I've been off today. So 2 points is they don't have somebody to stop Kevin Durant. Like defensively, they're great offensively, but I can't rely on. Chris Paul has great defense, but he's aging. He has
How about
great.
Trevor Ariza?
He's a good defender.
It's a good defender.
He's
It's,
not guarding Kevin Durant.
it's as good as you're going to get against a Durant.
I think the Rockets' mentality is you score,
They're
I
hungry.
score.
Yeah.
I mean, you score, I score. That's what they're trying to beat you in.
That's my point, though. Is I don't think you can outscore 4 Hall of Famers when healthy. If they're injured, then hey,
Okay.
Rockets win. But that's my thing. You can't beat the Warriors at what they're good at. You have to go out like when Cleveland beat them that 1 year. It was pre-Durant, but they were tough, gritty, physical, score in the paint.
Pre-Durant for sure.
Yeah.
Durant's really changed the whole team.
I know.
And they have
he changed the whole
The
league.
bench now. What's his name is out now?
McCraw.
McCraw. He's out.
He's
Yeah.
been doing pretty good.
Yeah,
lately.
Iggy
Yeah.
is looking old. Their injuries, so
That's what
it's
I've been
not
saying the whole
crazy.
seasons. Their bench is not what
But
it used
and
to
then
be.
Chris
No,
Paul
it's
and Harden have a tendency of kind of melting down a little bit in the playoffs.
Agree.
Agree.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Harden's going to switch it up this
Those
year.
are good points.
I love Harden. I've
I
been
love
supporting
Harden.
the
He is.
beard
He is
since.
crazy. I know.
He's so good, guys.
I think
Like-
he's the 3rd best player in the world. I've
You know what's
officially
crazy, though?
substituted him for Curry.
Body type reminds me of Paul Pierce.
Absolutely.
That's a great comparison.
It is, though, but
He's slow but
He's
smooth.
slow, but he's exactly. Paul
Little
Pierce was not as
stocky.
smooth as James Harden.
No,
but
yeah, he
they're-
was never the player.
But
Paul
I mean,
Jordan.
they
I mean,
just remind me of each other
you
because
know.
they're just they look
good
they look
point.
unathletic. They do. I mean, seriously, you look wow, James Harden. He
Yeah,
looks
that's a
slow.
great point.
I mean, he plays old. He does. I mean,
He does. He's an old
But he
school
gets
type
his
of player.
buckets.
He gets buckets. All right,
All right,
definitely.
I think my last say on that will be if the Rockets do go to the finals, which I don't see them doing unless the Warriors are unhealthy, I still think LeBron beats them because they have nobody to guard LeBron. Like the Warriors threw Draymond at him. They threw Durant's length at him. They threw Iggy at him. That's my point right there is I
I'm
don't think
50-50
I
on
don't think
that.
LeBron loses to anybody but the Warriors.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 386 Hoop Scenes. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
I'm 50-50 on that.
I think no one can stop LeBron. I mean, seriously though.
He averaged
No.
a triple-double and still lost, which
And-
sucks. But
I mean,
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
But speaking of wilting in the playoffs,
LeBron James,
Triple-double,
the
35
greatest
points in the
player
finals.
ever
king
at
of
second
wilting in the
place.
playoffs
Come on, man.
with
That's
what
such a-
5-6
Championship
championship
Nobody gets
losses.
on Michael Jordan for losing all the first-round playoffs.
Nick Anderson.
Nobody gets on Michael Jordan for losing. If we counted as many first-round losses as we do LeBron's finals, we wouldn't be praising Michael Jordan as much. He's just 6-0 in the finals.
But
But let's
once
talk
he
about-
started winning championships, if he hadn't retired, he would have won 8 in a row and been done, and that would have been the end of the story.
If LeBron didn't have the Gauskas as his second-best player, he would probably have more too.
Tom, by
Come
the
on
way, I
now.
like your shirt. Just want to let you know. I like your shirt. Just want to let you know.
Is that New Smyrna?
Yeah, it is New
Smyrna
Smyrna.
basketball?
Tom, come on here, jumping behind here. They're talking about your shirt. The
Yeah,
crowd
come on,
needs
get-
to
get
see
the camera
you.
one time.
And
386
especially your
Hoop
nice
Scenes.
smile
Listen,
now,
Tom, the fresh
a little
cut beard, he's
fresh
a huge
cut.
supporter of
He
Locked
probably
In.
went to Wicked Cuts to get the haircut, the beard cut.
All right, this is the best man right here. 386 Hoop Scenes. Make sure you check him out on Instagram and Twitter, right?
Yep.
386 Hoop Scenes.
What's the website?
386? Oh, there you go.
386hoopscene.com.
There you go.
There you go. Check it out, folks.
Yeah, check it out,
Awesome.
definitely.
And then we'd love to have you on the future, of course. Debate LeBron Jordan. We could probably go for multiple episodes. But
Be like a multiple chapter. Be like one of those HBO 8-episode
Right.
LeBron Jordan.
right, my
Okay.
locked in. Let me get to it.
Okay.
Is Nick? I think you'll have an impact on the community greater than basketball.
Okay.
And it's like a broad statement, but I think what you're doing for the middle school kids and the youth, I think you know what you want to do in the future. If like basketball doesn't present more future
course,
options,
of
you know
course.
what you want to do, and I think you'll succeed at Embry Riddle.
Thanks, man.
And it's
That's awesome.
it's a
That's a good
broad
locked
locked
in.
in, but I think affecting the community is like what a lot of people's goals are, as far as like coaches and we're trying to affect the community. 386 Hoop Scenes is trying to affect the community. So for you to have an impact on that, like you did, in my opinion, with NSB basketball, I think that's a huge success.
Thanks, man.
No
That's
problem.
cool.
All
That's
right.
cool.
All right.
Last shout out real quick is Frank 104.7. Make sure you check them out every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:35, 8:40 a.m. The Locked In Minute is there, and then they play great music. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
awesome. It's a pleasure having you
Great
on,
job,
sir.
guys. Thank you
Thank
for
you, thank you.
stopping in.
386
Awesome.
Hoop Scenes, thank you, sir.
Cool. All
And
right,
like
guys.
Always
Stay locked in.
Pep-Boys.
Hey, this is Dave here. Guys, one of the most essential parts of having a great life is having safe transportation for you and especially for your family. So definitely go see our man Richie at Pep-Boys in Daytona Beach, Florida.
And this is Max. What I hate the most, Dave, is when you start up your car and it goes do 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 do, and you know it's gonna be a long day. Well, if I know Pep-Boys has my back, it's gonna be a great day. So no matter what happens, go to Pep-Boys for any issue, give you the best deal, and completely fix all your problems.
And tell them Locked In sent you.
What's up, guys? Max here. Let us introduce you to Wicked Cutz, the best quality haircut around. They have 2 locations, right, Dave?
Yeah, bud. They got one in South Daytona and also the second, the brand new one in Port Orange, Florida.
Now, here's the thing. In order to book an appointment, you can visit wickedcuts.com or download the Booksy app. And every Tuesday and Wednesday, if you mention Locked In, you get $5 off your fresh cut for both locations.
What? $5 off? That's amazing, guys. Check them out, lastly, at Facebook and Instagram at Wicked Cuts Barbershop. Do you want the best meals every day? Then get with Fit Meals. Call them at 844-FIT-4U.
Hey, guys. Max here. What I like about Fit Meals is this. It's fit for everybody. If you don't like certain foods, he takes it out. If you like certain foods, he adds that in. It's for everybody. If you're an athlete trying to gain muscle, if you're trying to lose weight, or you're just busy and you don't have the time to cook, Fit Meals is for you. Go to myfitmeals.com and start your plan today.
844-FIT-4-U.
Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Nick Hurd. Embry Riddle commit, played for New Smyrna Beach High School. He's a stud. He was a great kid. Absolutely enjoyed that interview.
Yeah, he was awesome.
But
Good
now,
head on his shoulders.
yeah,
He could
certainly.
shoot the J, but also a great head on the shoulders.
Exactly.
I like him. Good guy.
Now, I was impressed. Now, so ESPN, we kind of broke down the 20 most dominant players in the past 20 years.
Yeah, that
But
was a
now,
good one.
ESPN came out with a list, and it's the top 10 most influential NBA players of all time. Not just the 20 years, of all time. And, of course, I think it was trash.
Agree.
So
God, ESPN's awful.
they really are.
Jesus.
We need to take over. So now, Dave and I,
Taking over.
one city at a time.
We taking over.
So now Dave and I have created our lists. And now, kind of
Yep.
like last time, we'll go 10 through 6 kind of quick, and then
Yep.
the top 5 breakdown.
That sounds awesome.
Or do you want to just break down all top 10?
I like your idea. The first, let's go 10 to 6.
All right, so do you want to start off?
Sure, I can start.
All right, yeah, because I need to pull up my list anyway. So go number 10.
All right. I heard you had a problem. Nah.
Whoa! You
Too
stole that
soon?
quote from Connor. Did you see his tweet about Tony pulling out of the fight?
No.
Oh, Max and I were talking about
I
this before you
won't,
got
I
here.
won't say the whole sentence, but he said, you guys pull out more than I pull out my...
My D.
Yeah, it was, and he tweeted that, too.
Whoa.
It was-
I'm like,
yeah.
come on now.
Check mark and everything.
Yeah.
He's the
Bleacher Report
greatest.
did it. Yeah.
Godly, he's
the
great.
greatest is his reaction. All right,
All
let's
right,
go.
here we go. Number 10, guys. Top 10 most influential NBA players of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Number 10, Dirk Nowitzki.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Overseas, an international player, 7-foot shooter, white. Like, he checks a lot of the spots. Most of the best NBA players are African American. That's 6'3" to 6'8", or a big man. There's never been a 7-foot shooter. He was the first one of his time. He's changed the game, and being overseas, I think he's
The one leg fader is so iconic.
Yep.
But my number 10 is Julius Irving.
I thought we were going 10 through 6, and he cuts me off
Oh,
right away.
I thought you just wanted to alternate, bro.
Unbelievable.
Watch the equipment, Dave.
My fault.
We alternated, remember? That's what I thought. Okay, go ahead since you
Nope.
want to hit
You're
the
number
table.
10.
No, go ahead. I'll wait.
That was a good one, actually. You go with number 10.
This man's throwing. First there's the picture, now it's this. Okay, so
Dr.
number
J.
10 is Dr. J.
That's an awesome one.
He revolutionized just the game. He brought swag to the game.
Okay.
The way he went under the rim with the everyone sees that commercial with this. Like it's just he did things that were never seen before, and he
Yeah.
brought another element to the game.
He kind of like made the dunk cool or relevant.
Exactly.
Relevant.
There you go.
Yeah, awesome. Can't argue with that. Number 9, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Big, 7 foot again, dominated the game. He had his own movie, Kazam. He had his own CD.
Blue chips. Yeah.
He had his own music. He had his own movie. What was the game? Shaq Fu? Didn't he have a video
Yeah,
game called Shaq Fu?
I thought that was one of the movies.
Oh.
I could be wrong, but I know you're talking
He
about.
was he's been everywhere, and then to win 3 championships in a row in L.A., he brought, I think, Los Angeles
Yeah, that was
back.
Shaq Fu was the
game?
The fight. It was like a fighting game.
Nice.
God, I
There you
nailed
go.
that.
And he came
That's
out
why
with
I'm locked
shoes.
in.
And he came out with shoes.
Yep. Kind of sold them at Walmart, too.
Yeah.
He was the first guy. so
Affordable for everybody to have them.
you got it, man.
I love Shaquille O'Neal, but now do you want me to say my number 9 or you just want to
Yeah.
keep listening? Okay,
Yeah.
so my number 9, Wilt Chamberlain. And the
Wow.
Yeah, and the
okay.
reason why he's not higher is the fact that he wasn't as mainstream as he would be now because of
Okay.
all the social media. But what he did for basketball is he changed rules, has almost all the records, 100 points in one game, 55 rebounds, most points averaged in a season, most rebounds averaged in a season. It's kind of hard not to add all the record holder guy in the top 10 most influential basketball players.
And
How many kids does he have?
well, that was
He
the
has-
record you didn't
Yeah, I
say.
was gonna say.
He has a no, it's about how many he slept with over like I think it was like 500 women or something like that.
500 women. I've done that.
No, I'm serious. It's crazy. It's
No.
insane.
No, it was like 10,000.
Yeah, it was
It's like a
insane.
legit number.
Yeah, it's
Like 500,
insane. So after every game, anyway. So
Oh, that's an
that's
awesome
still
one.
not.
Cutz.
That doesn't add up. But anyway, keep going.
Number 8, Dr. Julius Erving.
Okay, so you just had him a little lower.
I had him higher.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
He was in the ABA to the NBA. And the dunk to me, they have a slam dunk contest. I thought Dr. J, absolutely. And it was funny. I was like writing down all the names, even the names higher. You name the first name and last name. In my list, he's Dr. J.
Yeah, nickname. You know
Yeah.
exactly who you're talking about.
So
when you have a
Dr.
nickname,
J,
you're pretty good.
Number 8.
All right. My number 8, it starts to get tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. I'm going to go with Larry Bird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so
and,
disrespectful.
yeah, he could be higher up, but there's reasons why.
Okay.
Because obviously we know what he's done. And I think he, like Nick touched on it best, where
Yeah,
he
good
lacked
call.
athleticism, but he was so smart, and he's almost one of the first really tall people who could shoot the lights out.
Yeah.
He was like 6'9" and could just he was the best shooter in the league at the time. One of the best passers if it wasn't for Magic Johnson. Him and Magic Johnson really brought the NBA back to life, made it entertaining, brought it on TV. So Larry Bird, the legend. And I'm sorry he's so late on my list, but let's go.
All right. Number 7 on my list, Allen Iverson.
Nice.
He brought hip-hop into the NBA, cornrows. He definitely brought like the street to it, what he wore. And then he was 6'1", 6 foot. He was, to me, the best little man ever in NBA history, won scoring titles, brought Philadelphia to the NBA Finals with Dikembe Mutombo, George Lynch, Eric Snow, and a broomstick. He was amazing. Allen Iverson, and what he brought to the game, influential. I definitely think Allen Iverson in the NBA.
He has probably one of the best quotes that you
And
know.
that was your who?
Practice!
Do you know why he said that?
right because they were asking he was sitting out practice or
No,
yeah.
this is what's so funny. Nobody
Yeah.
knows like the reason why. I'm sure you do, Dave, but it's because he just lost the NBA Finals. Whoa, emergency going on. So just lost an NBA Finals game, and then all of a sudden his best friend passes away. So he's like, all these things in my life, and you're asking me about practice.
Right.
He's like, you could ask me about so many other things. Why are you asking me about practice? But it came off as practice. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
right.
That was awesome.
Well, no, I get the point. Like they were.
Yeah.
He was like, "Why are you talking to me about
Yeah,
this? It's not
yeah,
important."
but
I
of
just
course the
couldn't
way he
remember-
said it, yeah.
I couldn't remember exactly the context of why he was being asked about practice, but I realized, I know that it was something that along those lines. But it's still to me. You hear Allen Iverson, you hear practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Now that was your...
That was number 7 in my list.
Okay. Whew. This is where it gets tough. My number 7 is Kobe Bean Bryant. And whenever you shoot a paper ball into a trash can, you always say Kobe. The impact he had on society is just unreal. Like today, honestly, and I know I'm a LeBron homer, but LeBron James is clearly a better player. But Kobe Bryant has probably the hardcore fan base out of anybody. He's come out with the best basketball shoes. He's probably the greatest scorer of all time, scoring 81 points in a game. I just think what he's done and what he's represented was Michael Jordan in today's type of game, because he was a duplicate of Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, have you seen that YouTube video where?
Yeah, he does. He copied his game,
Oh, yeah.
mimicked it completely.
Yeah.
And I think, and what makes him even bigger is he was on the Los Angeles Lakers in Los Angeles, and he made movies. He just got an Oscar award. Like the man is insane.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one, buddy. Good pick. Number 6 for me. We're about to get into that top 5.
Yeah, it's
match
getting
where it
tough.
gets going. Number 6, Steph Curry.
Oh man!
And you might have him higher on your list. I don't know. He right now has evolved the game. It's a 3-point stretch, small, wide court. Steph Curry has changed the NBA. There's no more bigs. Hassan Whiteside doesn't even play at the end of the games anymore.
Yeah, we saw that.
It's only all about stretch. And now all the big players like Porzingis, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis is like, hey, guys, you got to make 3-pointers now. It's a different NBA game. Unanimous MVP. 2-time NBA MVP.
Why
2-time
is he
NBA Finals.
6?
Because there's 5 guys that's been more influential than him. 6 is, there's been
No, it's great, but yeah.
9,744 basketball players who's ever played the
And
game.
Exact
how
amount.
many years has
Yeah.
Curry been on top right now? Currently,
2.5, 3.
I have an argument for Curry, but
But that's why he's not high. If he
Right.
wins
That's what I'm
8
saying. I
championships,
thought it-
then he has
Is-
the shot to go higher on my list.
and that's my point.
Okay, cool, cool.
Right now it's
For
only
the-
been a couple. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 3 or 4. So it was like 2.5. Seemed
But
lower to me. But that's
there's
why I
a-
was shocked. But
There's a difference between dominant and influential, though. You could be influential, extremely influential in 1 year. LeVar Ball is extremely influential, but he's controversial, but he's influential.
You could be influential in a positive or a negative.
Yeah, that's a
Exactly.
great point.
That's
No,
what I'm
that's a good
saying.
point.
But he's only been around for a couple months.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a great point.
All right. So here, my number 6.
Yep.
Bill Russell.
That's a good
11
one.
championships, the ultimate winner. His last 2 titles. I had to write this. I did not know this. He was the first black coach in pro sports in his last 2 titles.
Yep.
That's incredible. To not only be a coach and a player, but then be like the first black coach of all time.
That's humongous.
I know. Like I almost want to put him higher, but like I have points for the other ones. But obviously what he did with the Celtics is just
Yeah.
unprecedented. It's never going to happen again. You
They're
will never
kind of-
see 11 rings.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. The Celtics are kind of like the Yankees of Major League Baseball. The most championships, I don't see anyone getting close to them just because it's so hard nowadays to win championships and win a dynasty. Everyone thinks like the Seahawks and Warriors, all these dynasties, but it's like 2, 3, 4 years you're on top, and then egos, contracts, injuries, it happens. It happens quick.
And we're prisoners of the moment. And the reason why I don't have him higher, and it sucks, and him with Wilt, is because the era they played in. And
Sure.
so it's hard to not put him higher, but it's almost like you have to take in consideration an account of where they played, why. Like, it's just a lot.
It's like what we discussed with Babe Ruth earlier. It's
Yeah,
like
that's a great point.
It's a victim of his era. You know, it's
Exactly.
because of who he played against.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to have to steal that. That was good.
Yeah.
Victim of his era.
Wait, Max. I got a cool thing I want to talk to you about. Something about like a victim of his era.
Get out of here. Wait. Is Villanova winning 53-38, JT?
Where you at?
Am
over
I
there,
seeing
JT?
this right? You had Michigan winning,
what?
right?
Hey, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. I said they're gonna win by 3. Calm down.
She's warming up. There's 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, Villanova's looking nice. Okay.
Here we go. Top 5. Here we go. We're going to get into it. Top 5 most influential NBA
This is where we're
players
probably going to go
ever.
at it. Yeah,
Okay,
go
here we
ahead.
go. My number 5 is someone, Max, I think you like, LeBron James.
Number 5?
Number 5
Come on, Dave.
has records galore. One of the biggest winners in the NBA. My favorite NBA player of all time. But LeBron James, influential. Like his
Number
shoes,
5, Dave.
doesn't sell as good as Jordan's. He hasn't changed the game as a 3-point. There hasn't been an evolution. LeBron is just a freak athlete. Like, you just can't make those. People can't copycat LeBron. Frog and throat.
I want to make my points now, but there's a reason why I'll make my points later. But he has changed the game in effect as what he's done off the court, speaking civil rights. Also, on top of that, he's a great businessman in all the movies he's been in. He signed a $1 billion contract with Nike. That's the biggest contract ever with athletes.
Mhm.
And how he speaks up for other athletes, how he moved and created mobility in the
That's
NBA.
my number one positive on him. Like,
And no one will ever be as athletic as LeBron. But what do you notice with every single championship now? There's always a 3 that's essential in their system. Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Like, there's always that 3. And I think he did that because Jordan was a 2. You needed Pippen, but Jordan was your star.
yeah.
All right, but keep going.
Oh, you want me to go to 4?
No, well, I'll go to. I just didn't know if you had more.
I all those things were positives about LeBron, and like, I have him 5th. Like, I think I'm a Brady guy, but I still love Peyton Manning. It's nothing against Peyton Manning. Like, I think being the 5th most influential NBA player of all time is an amazing accomplishment.
Okay, well, my number 5, Allen Iverson. I have him that high because.
Okay, yeah, I had him 7.
Yeah, just because the fact that somebody really small really can look up to him and be like, wow, he beat those big guys. I can beat him. You know, like if he can do it and I play hard and I have heart and soul, I can do anything. And I think that's what he did most is he can overcome adversity and just really play hard. Like everyone applauds Russell Westbrook for how hard he plays today. That's what Allen Iverson was back then, but it was never seen before. He hustled on every single play. And like you said, bringing the street to the NBA. Now at every NBA game, you see celebrity galore there. Artists, actors, and that's a lot because Allen Iverson.
Yeah, there's not many people who would look up to him because he was such
Yeah.
a little tiny.
Yeah.
Most of the time they were looking
Good one,
down,
Johnny.
but with respect.
With respect. All right.
You always know, like, when you make fun of someone or you tear them down, like, with respect, you're an awful human being. Like, that never works, right?
All due respect,
Yeah.
you suck.
Yeah.
I'm sitting right here, guys. How dare you?
Number 4, you had him way too low on your list, Max. Larry Bird. I almost wanted to put him higher, but my top 3 are just absolute legends. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson changed the NBA game forever. Like their rival, their finals was on tape delay. It was just like another thing on FX. And now NBA Finals is prime time, 8 o'clock, live, selling out tickets galore. There wouldn't be a LeBron James without Larry Bird.
Well, there wouldn't be
Or
anybody if
Magic
it
Johnson
wasn't.
for that.
Yeah, I just think Larry Bird, and then this is called the elephant in the room. He's the best white basketball player ever.
Those are all valid points, but going that route, you could say there wouldn't be anybody if it wasn't for Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain.
I'm getting to him soon.
You know what I mean? And okay, well, that could be one of your points, but or Jerry West, all the pioneers, it wouldn't be for anybody if it wasn't for them. But it doesn't mean they were the most influential. They paved the way, but it doesn't mean
I talked about Dirk Nowitzki, Larry Bird. In the 80s, there wasn't shooters. Like the 4s and 5s were grunt man, set picks, rebound. Larry Bird dribbled, he passed, he shot
did everything.
threes, he won championships, he won MVPs. He was an unbelievable. He's a top 10 NBA player ever. He's changed the game forever. He changed the Celtics.
I love Larry. I do.
Okay.
I love him.
All right. I think you lowballing Larry Bird.
All right,
Number 4.
My number 4 is Steph Curry.
Good one.
He literally changed the game. Even Nick Hurd said it. In the short span that he was in high school, just 4 years in high school, he noticed how many more threes were shot, and he had to transform his game and shoot more threes. And
he said he's shot 4 his entire freshman year.
That's my point
That's
exactly.
crazy.
And Larry Bird had a huge impact on the NBA. But I don't like you said about LeBron, not everybody's going to be 6'9". But there's a lot more people that can relate to Steph Curry because he's 6'2", 6'3". And if you could shoot the ball, like I just said, anybody can have a place in the NBA now because if you're a shooter. You look at Trae Young. We wouldn't look at Trae Young the way we do now if it wasn't for Steph. And look at Villanova. They shot, I think it was a record number of threes against Kansas.
Correct.
I think he completely changed the game. And now, like you said, Hassan Whiteside can no longer play in the end of games.
Agree. All those are really good points, valid statements. And my knock on it was just a little bit of the longevity. But you had a good point about how you don't have to be, Donald
dominant.
Trump has been the president for 8 months, has been influential in a bad or a positive way.
Exactly.
So that's a good point. But that was my little negative on him. But
All right.
hey, top 3.
I know.
Wow, this is good.
Go. I'm getting nervous.
Number 3, Magic Irvin Johnson.
Number 3. So who's...
But that's
I'm starting to think of the
the
rest.
first point guard ever to be 6'8". The best passer, I think, ever in the NBA in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s
Agreed.
to today. Unbelievable passer. Always made his teammates better. James Worthy, Brian Scott, Kurt Rambis. Kareem, towards the end of his run, was a little bit better because maybe Irvin Johnson. Everyone. Michael Cooper. Irvin Johnson was amazing. Then his rivalry with Larry Bird, the Lakers, Boston, West Coast, East Coast. Magic Johnson, I wanted to put him higher. I really did. There's just 2 spots left. I couldn't get him in the 1 or the 2 spot. But Magic Johnson, to me, is one of the greatest players ever. Changed the game forever. He has Starbucks. He has the Dodgers. He changed L.A. He's got movie theaters. One of the most influential people in the history of sports.
That's a great pick.
Thank
My
you.
number 3 is LeBron James.
Okay.
Is kind of every point I already touched on, but I just want to emphasize the player mobility. There would be no super team with Golden State if it wasn't for LeBron. You wouldn't have Chris Paul going to Houston. You wouldn't have the debate whether Kawhi Leonard's going to leave the Spurs. That was never a question with the Spurs franchise. Everybody who played in San Antonio stays in San Antonio.
Agreed.
And the fact that it's a debate now is all due to LeBron James. Paul George, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Carmelo is... Every NBA free agency has grown higher and higher and higher, all because LeBron James made that move to Miami.
Great.
It's changed
Great
the
point.
game forever. And that's not even talking about what he's did on the court, is being able to guard 1 through 5. And just whatever team he goes on goes to the finals. That's a huge influence. It's a huge influence on ratings. It's the highest rating finals ever with him in Golden State, or ties the Bulls. And then, on top of that, if they're really debating, seriously, if he goes to the Western Conference, why do you think this whole theory is let's blow up the whole playoff picture 1 through 16? Because the East, you cannot watch the East. It's only because of LeBron is why that balance is there. the impact he has on the NBA, I don't think a player has ever had.
The decision
Yes.
had huge ratings. I mean,
Yes.
how much did that thing advertising go to the Boys and Girls Club?
He donated, it was like $5 million to the Boys and Girls Club.
Just from that.
Yeah.
What he does in his city, like he takes a boatload of people and puts them in the college, that $1 billion contract for Nike, and he's standing up to politicians, whether you agree with him or not. He's having people say, oh, just shut up and dribble. And it's like, that brings an influence to the rest of the culture to speak up for the athletes, and just it's not just about that. We're student athletes, and I just think what he's done is like Kareem
point.
Abdul-Jabbar and Muhammad Ali, and all of those people paved the way for civil rights. I think LeBron James took the torch.
That's a great point, and probably the thing I said a lot of great things about him. You just did the thing we probably all missed. He brought a championship to Cleveland.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
no one's done that in 64 years, I think.
He have NFL players trying to recruit him to play football.
They made a movie with Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes about how Cleveland stinks.
And Max, I'm impressed with you. You didn't make him number one.
I didn't. It was hard. It was hard.
Round of applause to Max.
I was locked in that was your number one.
Wow.
We
I'm
all
wrong.
three said, wow. Wow.
That was
Wow
pretty
again.
cool.
All right, let's go.
Number 2. I don't think you know who my number 2 is.
I think I do. Want me to say it?
Sure.
Bill Russell.
It's Bill Russell.
I
I think you lowball Bill Russell big time.
probably did. No, I'm playing. No,
Influential. Every big in the game. Kevin Garnett, Karl Anthony Towns, every big. Charles Barkley. They always say, guys, Bill Russell was the absolute man. The I don't want to say biggest winner. It's such a bad word.
It's true.
The best winner ever. The most championships
decorated
ever
winner.
in NBA. People thought he could average 40 points and 20 rebounds, but to be on a team with 7 Hall of Famers, he's like, I'm just going to score 22 and 12 today and pass it to Bob Cousy and all the other great Celtics.
More like 22 and 18.
Yeah. And the best defender ever. It's the Bill Russell MVP award for the NBA Finals because they know he won championships. He was the most valuable in championship games. What he brought to Boston, to the East Coast, made Boston, like I think the Yankees, they are the gold standard in the NBA, the most championships. But maybe his number one point that you kind of hit on, I'm going to get more into it, what he's done to African Americans with coaching. What he's done to African Americans about playing basketball.
Done 4, not 2.
Thank you. Done 4.
Nice.
No, thank you. Just one of the biggest role models ever in the history of sports. A great guy. Nothing has ever came out bad or negative about him. Even older, like, Bill Cosby, now you're like, oh my gosh, right? Like,
damn.
this way. Bill Russell, everyone think he's a role model, great guy. Number 2 most influential NBA player ever.
This
Bill
is a
Russell.
weird debate because normally I'm like, you know what, Dave? No. And this is why. And you get heated, but all these people are such great, influential people. You just have to respect it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a great point. Like, I can't fight it.
I like it.
Yeah, I do. So my number 2 is Magic Irvin Johnson. And you touched on what, like, reviving, that's a great word, the NBA with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And their rivalry started in college.
Yeah.
And they brought it to the NBA, and the ratings were terrible. People didn't take it seriously. What Bird did for the Celtics, what Magic did, is brought a storyline to the NBA. And everybody, NFL, baseball, NBA, MMA, we all talk about storylines. And that was the biggest storyline in sports. He brought Showtime. You got something?
I was just saying, there's the Lakers and the Celtics are still rivals to this
Yes.
day because of them.
Because of them.
Yeah.
It paved the way for Kobe to be a rival against the Celtics with Paul Pierce and KG.
Yeah.
The first ever 6'8" point guard, and if it wasn't for him, there'd be no LeBron. LeBron wouldn't think it'd be cool to pass the ball if he didn't see Magic do it. And I think what he did is bring entertainment to the NBA as well. Because you could play basketball, but it was a dirty game. It was rough, but he made it Showtime. He made it cool to make that flashy pass. And now you see everybody today kind of doing in between the legs, flashy pass. But I think it's because of Magic Johnson. I almost said Larry Bird.
Wow. Awesome. All right, guys. Number 10 was Dirk Nowitzki for me. 9, Shaquille O'Neal. 8, Dr. J. 7, Allen Iverson. 6, Steph Curry. 5, LeBron James. 4, Larry Bird. 3, Magic Johnson. 2, Bill Russell. My number 1 most influential NBA player ever,
We agree, I think.
Draymond Green.
Get out of here.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah.
There's just, we can go for an hour and a half just talking accolades. The shoes,
I
Jam.
have Jordans on right now, the 13th.
North Carolina, number 23, 45, 23. Wizards, he's an owner. So many. The 6 championships, 6 for 6.
The argument I could have made for LeBron number 1, though, is the control he has over the league. Jordan didn't have the platforms like LeBron James does out of the league. The world has changed. Social media
Jordan
has
just
changed.
won.
Okay, but winning is one element. LeBron controls the league. Like, they're really considering him to be an owner someday. They're considering him, well, I mean, Jordan's an owner now, but they consider him the coach, the GM. Like, that's why I mean most influential, because doesn't mean he's a better player than Jordan. Like, that's not even what I'm talking about. Just his influence on the team, on the culture of the NBA, he just does everything. He has a voice in everything. The All-Star game is because LeBron liked it.
But when Mike was there, it was, I want to be like Mike. You
No,
know, when
yeah,
it was
that's why he's
him,
number one, yeah.
it was Michael Jordan. There's Space Jam. There's this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. He thought he could do everything. He thought he could play baseball. He couldn't, but he was basketball in that era.
He has this god-like
But the
aura.
problem with LeBron, the argument against him right now, yeah, the arguments can be definitely made, and I can go with it that he could definitely be the GOAT. But there's a lot more players right now that can, fight him right now. And that's one of the
Jordan
arguments.
won.
Yeah, Jordan. It was Jordan at that time. Jordan was a head and shoulders above everybody else. And when I watched basketball because of Michael Jordan. And that's the influential thing that,
So
I
instead
take
of a
from.
victim of his era, he was a prodigy of his era. Era.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at
Product.
that. Product. Oh, there you go. Product of, I'll just let you do
Actually,
the
I think
quotes.
that's what I said with Babe Ruth was product, not victim. But yeah, he was a product of his era. So because everybody was
Yeah.
head and shoulders above. Yeah, so it's product, not necessarily
Okay,
victim.
well,
but
look,
yeah,
I helped you out.
We worked we worked that out together. But yeah, no, that's the thing. Be like Mike. I mean, that's
So, yeah, no, Michael Jordan's number 1. No argument here. So my 10, it was tough, man. I feel bad leaving Larry Bird that far, but
Yeah,
it was
I
a
thought
great
he was
list.
low. But
It was-
yeah, it was great.
All right. So if you guys liked the podcast, subscribe to Locked In on every podcast platform. We have Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, YouTube. Go
Spotify.
like Spotify. Like the Facebook page, Locked In Podcast, and join the group, the Locked In community, and tell us your top 10 list.
yeah. We'll post this on here, and Dave and Max will post their lists, and then we can discuss it and go and say what you think your top 10 is.
Absolutely. And check us out, guys, on Instagram and Twitter. It's at locked_in, INN. Locked_in, INN. And definitely, guys, go to Pep-Boys. They're in Daytona Beach. See our boys, Richie and Ben. They give you the best deals on tires, air condition, windshield wipers, whatever you need, floor mats.
Oil, air fresheners. I might have to see them next weekend. I'm just saying. Or this
I
weekend.
need air fresheners in my car.
God dang, you do. You fart like a farting monster machine.
Wow.
He's the cookie monster on farts.
Wow. Anyway, like always, guys, make sure you stay
Locked in.
Yeah, you now locked in with the best. We ain't rocking with the rest. And when it's game time, we gon' put you to the test. Come to ball, we hitting it, kicking it, or we dribbling, passing it, or we running, or it's the ring that we flip you in. So what's the news? You want the scoop? You gotta keep it locked to Dave and Max podcast through your speaker box. What's poppin', my friend? You know the drop in. And the only thing left to do is keep it locked in.